Time to go racing in Townsville. Repco Supercars Championship. It's live in Queensland. Been racing here since 2009, and let's do it all again. Great start, Jamie Whincup, delivering from the front row, just like he did 24 hours ago. He's got his nose ahead of SVG and Percat and Hazelwood in this fight as well. The BJR cars are destroying the party down at turn 2. They've broken the Red Bulls up.
Van Gisbergen, who was very aggressive under brakes, was able to get right round the outside. That's a great move. He was going to be fourth when we got to turn 2. He's now battling for second.
So the two Red Bull Ampol racing cars don't have it all their own way. Nick Percat slices in between them off the back of his best shootout performance today, and he goes in sail of the 88. That's interesting. They said that maybe they don't have the pace to run with the Red Bull guys. Well, early on, Percat showing they've got the speed. Let's take you down and onto the roof. Some tales of woe for Fabian Coulthard, who's got some body rubbing on that left front Dunlop tyre. There's been a bit going on that last lap.
I just gave him a wrap because both Mark Winterbottom and Fabian are up 5 spots, but that's obviously going to be taken away. Gary Jacobson up 4, Jack Smith up 3, Brock and Kostecki up 2 each.
Now the hard part here for Fabian will be getting back to pit lane, if indeed that's what he's trying to do. And it's going to be a difficult entry here. Garth, what's happening in the lane?
Oh, Scott Pye's the first car into the lane. We saw him down at turn 11 with an issue, and it's the right front steering arm. So he had a right front steering arm failure yesterday. That was from jumping the curbs. Today, another right front steering arm very early. Disappointing for this team. They showed so much promise race pace yesterday, but today will not be the day for the number 20 DeWalt Commodore.
And Fabian Coulthard is slowing as well. Thank you, Garth. And I think there's left rear damage on this car as well. Maybe a left rear puncture.
Let's have a little look here. Right down the bottom of the shot, that was Macaulay going, and then Fabian, that was the contact with Fabian, who was into the back of Courtney and Scott Pye. Dick Pasquale now battling with Will Brown.
This is cool. A couple of young stars on the rise. Anton up against his old team here. But Erebus, a little bit of a rub in the back of the Pettis car. Stood sideways for a moment. Will Brown's having a day out. He was inside the top 3 in all 3 races in Darwin, and he's back fighting inside the top 10 in all 3 races in Darwin. Here he's fighting once again in the front of the field.
And at this place, it tears the soft tyre apart.
Oh no, Will Brown. He's having such a good race into that point. Slight error at turn 3. And both of the DJR cars will take advantage of him.
Just give it away, Will. Yeah, just needed to be careful there. That was Will Brown I was talking to, not to Will Davison. You make a little mistake like that, and then you don't want to get caught up, and nice move.
Wow.
I'll take my words.
And now Tim Slade as well. Will Davison, now with the rears dancing down there at turn 11 and giving Tim Slade a shot through the middle of the corner. In his shootout lap, here it comes. Give it a little bit more room in the race.
Now, there's a post-race investigation, car 34, for minimum tyre pressure. So supercars have been able to determine there may be some issue there, some technical infringement that they're going to look at later on.
Topical.
There's a 17 PSI, 17-pound minimum tyre pressure applied at this venue.
Heimgarten in. Now, will they elect to try and do any bodywork adjustments here in the time it takes for the fuel to go in? Dylan Talabani, you can hear talking. Brody Kostecki, they're going to do a bit of work. Not sure it helped. This will. Big liquor race tape.
That's 9 seconds, boys. Keep your time, right?
Okay, job done. Now we can work on the right front, get it off. New one on.
Okay, leave it.
Hopefully the fuel's going to cover all of this. Just came down before it was on.
Drop cargo.
Slightly messy. Out of 3rd place, and his team have been the best in pit lane so far this year. This does not count towards the Pertex pit stop this week, as it's not a sprint round.
I don't know whether they're ready. They are clearly not ready.
We just gave them such a rev up. They have been easily the best team all year in pit lane.
They weren't even set up, Chad.
Whoa.
Did they think that maybe another lap and Nick's just said, I'm coming in now, or?
From the Bow Repairs helmet cam, you can see it's not business as usual. Oh, man. The Pertec Pit Stop Challenge won't mean a thing if this cost Nick a trophy today. Shades of Daniel Ricciardo at Monaco.
There will be a serious stewards inquiry down there from Brad Jones and crew. Pete Vale and those guys will be going, what has just happened there?
Even Nick put his own hands up then.
They're just not... How can that be?
The confusion.
Oh.
So, a communication error. This was earlier from the Bow Repairs helmet cam. They're inside the truck looking for some bits. And whether or not that's related to the panic involved, they came running out, and lo and behold, here's Nick Percat wanting a fresh set of tyres and some fuel. If you'd picked one team in pit lane that was never going to happen to, Mark, it was them.
Yeah, well, they've been the benchmark, haven't they? You made the comment, you're giving them a rap. You've done the commentator's curse, you've smashed them.
And turn 13, what do we got here? Cooley Jones, getting really racy with the yellow cover Zane Goddard car. He's got a little bit nasty off the curb. Goddard fighting back. And that was certainly a little bit heated. Di Pasquale to the inside of Jake Kostecki, car 34. A reminder, that car, the unit entry is under investigation for low tyre pressures. So the Supercars crew, just like they did in Darwin with Nick Percat, will have a look at what's the reasoning behind that. This is a very feisty little Jim Beam battle pack, this one, and Andre Heimgartner now to the inside of Jake Kostecki. Now, he was first to pit, so his tyres are the eldest in this field so far. And as a result, they're all ganging up on the young 21-year-old from Perth.
Oh, can Moster get down there? He does. That's a nice move, but I think Jake's going to stay there on the other side. Mostert, very nice. Bit of rally cross to finish the manoeuvre off. He's got great car control, hasn't he?
He'll be a tired boy tonight.
And a frustrated one as well.
Well, what do you think, GT? Will he get home?
Nick's very, very fit anaerobically. I'm not sure he's the biggest bench presser out there. So
these three are into it. This is Dave Reynolds on the outside of Goddard. And that's a nice move. Oh, he might just be able to slice through the gap here as well on Gary Jacobson, who was only 2 corners ago into the doors of Zane Goddard as well.
There's a little look down the inside. Not able to do it, but Jacobson might be running wide as a consequence. So David, if he comes off here nicely, he'll get down the inside. Got 3 cars. I didn't want to look at the next shot, Chad.
Yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah.
And it was actually James Courtney who went to the inside, made it 3 wide, but moved so far to the right that it left everyone room where the wall comes back. So good heads-up driving.
Brad Jones in, Brad Jones racing. I thought for sure he was going to make it into the top 10 shootout today in qualifying.
Wait. Don't go. You got 17 coming in. On the right front.
Will Davison's in. There's a drama on the right front here for David Reynolds.
Go.
And, oh yeah, did they put the incompressible jack in? I think they did, just over the shoulder of that mechanic. I think they did.
I reckon at this point they're going to be losing that much time anyway. What a shame for Dave Reynolds. Will Davison goes to work with his crew.
He's got a lot of fuel to put on, Chad. He only put 54 on before.
No, mate, tyres are not waiting on fuel here.
He's going to be there for an eternity. It's going to feel like forever.
Those mechanics doing a good job to reach around the big brake rotors. Get up to 800 degrees.
Go.
Remember, yesterday, they were about 1.5 litres away from the 140 fuel drop. The compulsory fuel number that you have to put in the cars across 2 stops is 140 litres. And they had to come in and redo it. Now, that was awkward for Whincup around the outside. He actually turned it back onto the clean side of the road to try to get the gunge off the left-hand front tyre then. He was out into the marbles, and he was just on the edge of those marbles, and he had to get it back to the right to ensure he could stop.
Hazelwood and Waters, now these two swapped spots during that last pit stop, and then back on the track, they re-swapped the spots. Or did they? Oh.
That was aggressive, wasn't it? He couldn't quite get it stopped, Cam Waters, could he? He had the rear wheels locked. Watch this. He's going to miss the corner slightly. Todd's trying to turn it back in, and there was no road there. In fact, there was a monster Mustang parked exactly where he needed to get to. We're on board now, have a look.
hint of desperation in those gear shifts.
There was.
And more work to do here for Shane van Gisbergen, because those who have pitted and already taken on fresh rubber are keen to make their way back through. And is this going to be costing Shane some time?
It is, 100%. In fact, on our numbers now, Whincup is being advantaged not only by those...
Can he do it twice? Will it be a different ending? Here we go. Drink bottle standing by once again. Burning through the fluids today. It's the second drink bottle change of the race for Shane.
See how it just all happens so slowly? Just so well drilled. It's like a time and motion study. It just all happens so casually, no drama, low heart rate. Beautifully done.
So the 88 blazes by, the 97 emerges. That's the gap. Sitting at 4.5 seconds at the moment, now 5.3 as Shane goes through the next timing marker, and Jack Smith gives him plenty of room. So 5.5 seconds, 23 laps. Pit stops are done. Have at it. They've already been fighting all day long, all weekend long. But it's been a fight more so on the times. They have been pushing each other so hard all weekend. And Shane is there. Has he got the endurance to get the job done today? He was hurting yesterday after 250 Ks, needs to back it up today. And the longer he sits behind the 88, the more the heat comes up and the harder this move is going to be. What's he got? 13 laps to go.
Station behind there, that will definitely affect the front tyre temperature and the brake temperature and the engine temperature, so he will want to get straight by. I think you find that Jamie will put the white flag up. I can't see, with 13 laps to go, that he can resist him today. You can see the pace, the way he's been able to make that gain, and I reckon you might see a variance in where he tries to put the move on this time. I think into turn 13 will be the move, not turn 11. So he was able to sneak straight down the inside yesterday at turn 11. Depending on the run of 8, 9, 10, and 11, he's close enough this time. He might be able to get straight down the inside.
Is this the moment? He loves the move under brakes, but Whincup says no, he fights back.
But what about here? So this is the spot. He'll feint one way and then flick the other. Bang. Didn't need to feint. In fact, he got straight down there. Oh,
and he parks in mid-corner. An exchange between the two. And they square off in the midpoint of turn 13, but SVG is back to the lead, just like he did yesterday. Worked at it.
Oh, he had to cover. He knew that Whincup was going to have a dive, Chad. That is great stuff. He had to cover him for sure. So Jamie's not done, but he was absolutely going to fire down the inside then. That's great stuff. The little move that Van Gisbergen ended up putting on him at 13 was clever. And it's the move that once you're up the inside, you park the car and let the other competitor run into the back of you.
Oh, that's tight. So about 8 kilometres of action to go. We're through over 490 kilometres of racing. He's
this is
close
better.
to 13.
That's a good spot. Here we go. And he's able to do it. Nicely done. Very, very well done, Will Brown. This young man who's been extraordinary through the course of his career, winning junior categories, the pathway into this series. He's only 23 years of age. He's got a very bright future, and that was very composed. Do you think at the end of a 500K race...
Here comes the leader as well. For added fun, Heimgartner slides it to the inside. That's all Courtney needs as an invite.
Bang.
Can he get both of them?
Bang. There was 2 bumps on the way through 12.
This will have Shane van Gisbergen's attention as he comes to the last lap.
Yeah, he'll try to turn back down, but forwards parked it there.
Oh.
So now he's in the traffic jam. He can't get out.
1 lap to go for Shane van Gisbergen. He's got 2.86 Ks and 3 cars separating him from the checkered flag, and these guys are going to keep fighting.
You know what you do if you're Shane? Back it off. I don't want to be part of this at all. This has got drama written all over it. Have a look at the damage on those 2 cars at the front of this pack. So Shane, look at him. Shane's got, oh, these guys play for keeps. Pull it up.
This is not what Shane van Gisbergen needs. And if the blue flags are waving on the dash right now, It's going to be awfully hard for them to get out of the way because they are scrapping for positions, but he's got 4 seconds back to Whincup.
Exactly, he's got a gap there. He can just back it off. Just leave it alone. Don't take a punt.
To the state of Heimgartner's car. Here comes Shane Van Gisbergen to peel his way through anyway.
He's right there for that one. That was fine. He was always, in terms of drive traction, going to be able to get down the inside of forward, and that was nice. But he doesn't need to get involved with the two guys in front because they're playing for keeps. The amount of damage on those two Mustangs.
He has pushed himself to the point of exhaustion this weekend. He's thrown everything at his teammate and come up the winner on both occasions. And it's another venue where he's going to leave after 500 Ks with 300 points. Shane Van Gisbergen victorious in Townsville. Crushing the field once again. Whincup tried and he threw everything at his teammate. And once again dripping in sweat after putting everything out there. Further back in the pack, they'll scrap for every last spot as Di Pasquale finishes off an identical podium to what we saw 24 hours ago.
His 10th win of the year, 10th win in 2021, and as you said before, no one's ever lost the championship from there, Chad. His 50th win of his career, surpassing Peter Brock and getting himself into a zone where many of the people who have dominated this sport sit in terms of wins, and you can see he's parked his left arm there. He's fatigued, there's no doubt about it, because they have absolutely engaged in a war over the course of the weekend. In fact, Triple Eight didn't need those two blokes to be doing what they've done. They didn't need to be torturing each other, but they have, and they've turned it on for the fans in North Queensland.
He may be exhausted, but he's got a little bit left in the tank to celebrate. And no one celebrates like Shane Van Gisbergen. Perfectly executed donuts, which turns into a nice drift. Completely left hand down. Fair whack of opposite lock. Something for the Townsville fans to remember. Today, Shane Van Gisbergen took 300 points and smoked it up. Nice entry down to turn 11. He locks the rears. Car control that Shane Van Gisbergen displays is just incredible. Driving cars this way, they were never meant to be like this. Can we back it up? That's one way to hit the pit lane limiter.
It's very good, isn't it?
A few party tricks just at the end of the day.
He just loves it. He's just a car racer. He's just at heart. He just wants to be in a car week in, week out, and enjoys every bit of it.
Good to see a smile on Will Davison's face. He put in a big effort today across 88 laps and 250 Ks. That's how it washes up in an hour and 51 minutes, and that was a hot race. Shane Van Gisbergen gets the win, pushed all the way by his teammate, the Shell V-Power Cars, Jack LeBrock, inside the top 10. Nice work. Chaz Mostert in there, where he was outside yesterday. We lapped all the way up to 13th in this one, so not quite as far as we got through yesterday. And Jake Kostecki behind his teammate Zoe got down the bottom. They were the first two to pit. Poor Nick Percat, tough day for him with that power steering issue.